Hi there, hope you're all well, and we've had a request to make some cheese scones this week, so here goes with your recipe. The secret for cheese scones or any type of scone is to get your oven really hot. So you need it to get up to 200 degrees if it's a fan, or probably 220 if it's not a fan. So yeah, they need to be very hot. So this is the same recipe as we've done for our plain scones that we did, I think it was last year when we did afternoon teas. And this is 8 ounces of self-raising flour. That's just going in a bowl. And 1.5 ounces of butter. You want it to be firm because you're going to rub it in and make it into like a crumb texture. And because we're doing cheese scones, I'm going to add some dry mustard powder. You don't have to put mustard powder in, it's entirely up to you. Some people are allergic to it, so just 1 teaspoon of that. If you haven't got the dried mustard powder, you could always add a little bit of English mustard to your milk and just stir it into your milk before you put the milk in. And then just a pinch of salt into there. Right, and then we're going to rub this in. You could also add some dried herbs if you wanted to this mixture. And what you're looking for is keep picking it up and rubbing in that fat so that you get to a sort of like a breadcrumb, like a fruit crumble almost consistency. So it's just a few minutes of working until you've got all that fat rubbed in to your flour. You then want to grate up 2 ounces of cheddar. Now I really like my cheese scones to taste cheese, so go for at least a mature cheddar, if not an extra mature, because otherwise the flavour sort of tends to get lost a little bit. So there we go, it's all rubbed in. Then make a little, what you then want to do is to add your grated cheddar into your mix. Now I'm just going to keep back a few little bits of cheese because I'm going to put that onto the top of my scones when they go in the oven. So just give that a quick mix round so it's incorporated in your flour. Like that. And then make a little well in the middle and you're going to pour your milk. So this is 1/4 pint of milk. I'd pour all in bar a dribble, and then just using a knife bring it together. You really don't want this to be too sticky, which is why I've kept back just a little bit. So you're bringing it together. I'm going to get my fingers in and knead it and bring it together in the bowl. So really they couldn't be quicker. So again with the scone, I wouldn't roll out your scone mixture, and you want to really sort of pat your dough down into a round that you can then cut out. You don't want to cut them out too thinly because although it's self-raising flour, they don't tend to rise greatly. So there's my ball of dough. And as I said, you don't want to overwork it. There we have like that. And rather than rolling out, we are, hope you can see that, I'm just going to pat it down. So it's about 1.5 inches thick. And you could, if it's a bit sticky, you could add more flour. So I'm just going to use a pastry cutter, just so that it doesn't stick when you're cutting them out. Just going to put some flour on my cutter, and then we're going to push down, little twist, and out it comes. Now I'm going to place this onto just a greased baking tray. There we go. Should get at least 6. Make sure you've got a little bit of room on your baking tray between your scones. Bring that back together. And you always find you get that one, don't they say it's for the baker? You get that odd little bit at the end. Always good to sample, I suppose, isn't it? That's my excuse anyway. So you want to bring it together, make sure you haven't got any folds or cracks in it, because that will make your scone raise itself on a wonk. Okay, there we go. I think that one's going to be a wonky one. Oh, I think I might even get 8 out of this, she says. That's number 7. Here's that smaller one. So basically, I've managed to make these scones in the time it's taken for my oven to get up to temperature. So that's always a bonus. There you go. That's the slightly smaller one for the chef. Then you want to just get your pastry brush. Here we are on the tray. See, there's the one that's going to go completely wonky. Brush over some milk, that little splash that you had left. You could do this with an egg glaze if you wanted, but the nice thing is that if you just use milk, then anyone who has an egg allergy can have your scone. So then we're just going to add a sprinkle of cheese onto the tops. Not very much. There we go. And then I'm going to pop those in the oven for about 10 minutes, but as I said, it's very high, so 200 to 220 depending on your oven, and just for 10 minutes, and keep an eye on them. And there you have your scones after, that was 11 minutes in my oven. So you know that they are completely cooked. Turn them over. Give them a tap on the bottom. They should sound hollow. So leave those to cool on a wire rack and enjoy. See you, bye bye.